Admiral Burke, distinguished visitors, family members, and most importantly, cadet officers. Good morning and welcome to the graduation and commissioning ceremony for Officer Candidate School Class 1311. It was wonderful to meet many of you last night at the reception at the Officers Club, and I appreciate the many words of appreciation that you expressed. You know, as I look out over the audience, I can't help but notice that there are a number of you in uniform. Some retired, others still on active duty. And I know from talking to a number of you last night and this morning that there are a number of others of you who have served who are not in uniform. So today, as we commission a new generation of officers, I think it's fitting and proper that we recognize those who have served before. So I ask that any member of the audience who has served in the military or is still currently serving, would you please stand up and be recognized? All right, well, cadet officers, you've done it. You're moments away from becoming ensigns in the United States Navy. You've completed a 12-week course of instruction that constitutes the toughest officer accession training in the Navy. You know, Scripture says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Our mission at OTCN has been to sharpen you, to develop you morally, mentally, and physically, and to imbue you with our Navy core values of honor, courage, and commitment, so as to prepare you to lead sailors in the fleet. Of course, the process of iron sharpening iron involves friction, heat, and toil. The last 12 weeks have not been easy, purposely so. After all, honor, courage, and commitment are not something that you just decide to put on one morning like a new uniform. They are forged under conditions of great demand and stress. They are honed only by being put to the test. Therefore, we have challenged you with ever higher expectations of performance, achievement, and personal growth. Every aspect of your training over the past 12 weeks has been designed with a specific purpose in mind. You may not have known it at the time, but it was. The complexity of chow hall procedures, for example, or the meticulous attention to detail and the seemingly unreachable high standards of the room locker and personnel inspection. How about physical training in the sandpit? But let me tell you, if you think that chow hall procedures are complex, wait until you see the procedures that have to be followed to shoot a Tomahawk missile. If you think that the room locker and personnel inspection standards are high, wait until you see the standards of maintenance and preservation that are necessary to maintain our ships and aircraft so that they achieve their design life cycles. If you think that PT in the sandpit or any other aspect of your training at OCS was unpleasant, then understand that as naval officers, you will sometimes be challenged to rise above physical and mental discomfort to accomplish the mission. Not only that, but you will have to motivate your sailors to do the same. Some of you have prior enlisted service. Most of you came to OCS with no prior military experience at all. Regardless, you have been sharpened on a daily basis so that you all leave OCS and head out to your first duty stations as disciplined, confident, and competent naval officers. So Bravo Zulu, cadet officers, that's the Navy signal for well done. I'm proud of what you have accomplished, and you may justifiably take pride in yourselves for having completed OCS. But while you can take pride in this achievement, do not even think of resting on your laurels. The stress you may have felt at the bark of a drill instructor or the stern gaze of a chief petty officer is nothing compared to the fire you will face in the fleet. And after all, your graduation from OCS and receipt of your commission are, in the end, nothing more than a means to an end. They grant you the opportunity to head out to the fleet and lead sailors. But rest assured that your successful completion of OCS has prepared you well. Carry your discipline, confidence, and competence with you, and comport yourself always with honor, courage, and commitment, and you will do well. As you depart for your next assignment, I wish you all fair winds and following seas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Vice Admiral William Burke. Admiral Burke is a graduate of the United States Naval Academy and is a submarine warfare officer. At sea, he has commanded the attack submarine USS Toledo, as well as Submarine Squadron 2. He has had a number of assignments ashore as well, including command of the Logistics Group Western Pacific, Task Force 7-3, and Navy Region Singapore. He currently serves as the Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Fleet Readiness and Logistics. I encourage you to review the detailed biography of his impressive career that is contained in your program. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a very warm Newport welcome to Vice Admiral William Burke.
Captain Gray, thanks for that kind introduction. Before I start, though, I'd just like to say thanks to you and your Navy Marine team for what you've done here with this group of ensigns. Without you and your team, who don't get a lot of accolades, these guys and gals wouldn't be here today, so thank you very much for that. Because the New England weather today is beautiful, and I know you want to enjoy the day, and because I know that little of what I say will be remembered, and I don't want to be remembered for being long-winded, I commit to you that I will keep my remarks short. So, as Henry VIII said to each of his 6 wives, I will not keep you long. It's my honor to be in Newport today, to recognize each and every one of you. As I look out, I only guess how excited each of you must be, celebrating not only your graduation, but your entry into the fleet. You should be extremely proud of your first Navy milestone. Don't be surprised, however, if your parents are not only rightfully feeling pride in you, but also relief that you are about to become contributing citizens. I'm sure you had many other options besides volunteering to serve your country, yet you chose this path. A path traveled by many patriots before you, including several former presidents of the United States. While many people witness history, those who step forward to serve in a time of need have a place in history. By your service, you will have a chance to leave your mark. Almost 100 years ago, President Theodore Roosevelt delivered an extraordinary speech called Citizenship in a Republic. He observed, in the long run, our society's success or failure will be conditioned upon the way in which the average man, the average woman, does his or her duty. The average citizen must be a good citizen if our republic is to succeed. Roosevelt went on to say, the average cannot be kept high unless the standard of leaders is very much higher. You must be great citizens. In everything you do, you must always make sure that you live up to the highest personal and professional standards of duty, service, and honor. The values of the Navy, the values of the U.S. Armed Forces, and the values of the best traditions of our country. Indeed, when you are called to lead and when you are called to stand in defense of your country in faraway lands or on faraway seas, you must hold your values and your honor close to your heart. You are joining a Navy that is in great shape, but one that will benefit from the vitality of your youth and the leadership that you will bring in your next assignments. Both challenge and adventure await you. I think you will find service in the United States Navy will accelerate your life. While you are here in Newport learning the history and traditions of our great Navy, your new shipmates were hard at work around the globe. I'd like to share with you some of their work and give you a glimpse into your future by a snapshot of what your 285-ship Navy has been doing recently. Over 50,000 sailors are currently deployed around the world, including about nearly 9,000 individual augmentees in support of contingency operations, mostly in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Ronald Reagan Strike Group is currently operating in the 5th Fleet AOR, or in the Arabian Gulf area, Indian Ocean, in support of U.S. and coalition forces on the ground in Afghanistan. Approximately 1/3 of the close air support missions in Afghanistan are launched from Navy ships. Prior to arriving in the 5th Fleet, the Reagan Strike Group provided immediate response to the Japanese